Hey there, it's Karen here. I just wanted to pop on and share another parenting tip with you this morning that just really impacted me, and I wanted to share it with you. So a good friend of mine and associate, Marcy, shared this with me a while back, and it was a story about a time when she was actually teaching in a second grade class, and she was actually filling in as a substitute teacher for a teacher who was on maternity leave. And she noticed that there was a little boy in the class who was just really quiet and shy, not completing his work. I mean, he sat at his desk. He wasn't a behavior problem, but he still wasn't, completing his assignments. So she went around and asked some of the other teachers, is there something I need to know or be aware of with this child? And really nobody had any information to share that there were any concerns, but still the boy just seemed really apathetic about doing his work. So one morning, a parent had brought in some of those little boxes of cereal, those little boxes of cereal we get in an assortment pack. And all the kids got to choose a box of cereal and go back to their seat to eat them as a snack. And this little boy, and let's just call him Tommy for our time together, he chose a box of the Fruit Loops. So he went back to his desk, he opened the box and proceeded to dump the Fruit Loops on his desk, and he started sorting them by color. Now, Marcy immediately connected with this behavior, the sorting and the organizing, because even at her age, and I know she's going to kill me for this, being in her 40s, right? She still will take a bag of M&Ms and dump them out, and she sorts them by colors and eats them in a particular order. And I believe she told me she eats the colors she doesn't like first and saves her favorite colors for last, right? Can you believe this? Even at our age, this is what she does. But she understood his behavior and his personality based on that one little thing that he did. And what she identified is that, they were both that cautious style. The reserved and task-driven cautious style needs to do things right. And if they do not have enough information, or they don't have clear instructions to know what is expected of them to do a task right, they won't do it at all. But what does that look like on the outside? It looks lazy. It looks apathetic. We ask, why isn't this child doing his work? Or then we may be asking, is there a learning problem? Do we need to have him assessed? And many times we just want to see the behavior as it is a problem. We judge it. We think that there's something else is going on, but there's always a root to the behavior. There's always a root to the behavior. And the root to the motive and drive behind that cautious style is quality answers, value, and excellence. They are perfectionists. Now, Marcy recognized these traits and knew how to adapt to meet his need. Why? Because she's wired the same way. So she got down on the level with him so she could look him in the eye and just ask him a few questions. Hey, Tommy, is everything okay? Do you have any questions on the assignment? Can I do something to help you get started? Usually a young child can't always communicate with you what's going on. They can't even recognize that because their brains haven't quite gotten to that point that they can communicate. But all we're perceiving, all we're seeing is the outward behavior of an inward situation. But being aware of the child's personality, Marcy was able to adapt her interactions and apply the right strategies to reduce the stress and conflict and increase productivity and develop a relationship with this kid where he felt valued and understood. I mean, these simple changes made all the difference in the way Tommy began to approach his work. Marcy was able to provide step-by-step instructions and answer his questions so he would understand the expectations and be able to proceed to do the assignment right. All of our kids learn in different ways. It's not right or wrong, but it's just different. And in the Parenting Blueprint, I provide the framework to help you become more aware of your child's style, how you can adapt to meet those internal emotional needs, especially when it comes to productivity in their academic life. And also to continue to maintain that positive relationship at home. So if you would like more information on how we apply the Parenting Blueprint, send me a message and we can set up a time to talk. I hope you enjoyed that tip and understand that there really is a difference between what we perceive and what the reality is of what's going on in our kids. So you have a great week and enjoy the journey.